All right, the quicker everybody settles down, the faster we can get through this, and you can get outside and enjoy the sunny day, and go out and play, and find a hotel and enjoy your stay. My name is Curtis. Morning, everybody. This is Han Solo in his snow outfit. It's all bundled up warm. Hopefully, he doesn't need it for long, and then summer will actually spring will actually show up, then summer. But I don't know. Where we live, it seems like you kind of just spend your whole life waiting for summer, and then it's here for a few minutes, and but today we're not here to talk about the weather. Why? Why would we ever do that? Today we are talking about exposure. Huh? Double expo? No, not double exposure. Um, just regular thing that every once in a while, I guess this is more or less like an animator type show, but this probably applies to a lot of things. One day, getting off track already, we sat eating our lunch in a place where the tables are incredibly close together, and we're over here talking about our weird, dumb animator art stuff. And this table is full of people that are, as near as I can tell, data entry was their job, and they would take like information from paper and then type it into a spreadsheet, and then it would be in a database somewhere. And awesome. I could overhear enough, if not all of it, to notice that the things that they were saying were like 90% exactly the same as what we were saying, except when we were going, oh, and they don't get that we have to do this, this, and this for our art. They were saying, yeah, they don't even get that we have to do this, this, like that. That's what we're talking about. Are you making fun of us? No, you're not. You don't even know we exist. You're completely in your own little world, just completely obsessing over this. This has become your art, and you have your way of doing it. And hey, art guys, we're not that special. Everybody kind of cares about the things that they do a lot, and would like to be able to do them in the way they want to do them. It's just the way it is. But in the art industry, mostly it seems like, and film and stuff like that, um, there's this thing on Facebook and the internet, whatever, that creeps up every few months. That's somebody finds another great meme that's basically says, "Hey, will you whatever give me food at your restaurant, or will you do some plumbing for me? And then if you do a great job, I'll tell my friends about it, and that'll be great for you." And then everybody laughs like, why, what? Or they have a video where they bring over somebody like that, of any job, like, all right, cool, like, so can you lay down some carpet in my house? And I have some real cool friends, and they know a lot of awesome people who have lots of money and all that stuff, and they'll probably see this and just be like, this is amazing. I'll post pictures of it on my blog. And yeah, so what do you think? Like, um you're gonna pay me though, right? Like, oh, no. This is like just for the exposure, for your portfolio, for to show people that you did just such a great job. This is your chance. This is a canvas for you to do a great job with. You're welcome. Restaurants like, hey, come on down and play music, and if people like it, you can play more than one night a week, and that'll be awesome because then you have this place, but then you still go hungry because I'm not offering you even a meal, or money. How do I eat? How do I do things? And that's kind of awful. Like step one of being a thing, don't do it for free, or else you're a volunteer. Not just a volunteer. That's amazing. If you volunteer, like, that's way harder than doing something for money, because I don't know how you survive. I have no idea. These people that are just like, mostly volunteer. How do you mostly volunteer? How do you live? How do you feed yourself between the volunteering time? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, I guess, below. But in this industry, like, I've never worked for free. I've applied for jobs, gotten that job that was going to pay money, and then did that job for the money, received the money, ate the food that money bought, and never ever once took the time to eat the money, because that makes sense. That's how the word works. Mostly because there's no way I could call my mom or my dad and be like, "Oh my God, I got this amazing job. Oh, that's great. So like it covers all your bills and stuff." No, not one of them. Nothing at all. Like, so that's not what a job is. Like, no, but they'll let me draw some pictures that I can put in my portfolio. Then I can show other people and be like, look, I drew some pictures. Can I have a job with you? And that's amazing. And in my brain, it's like, well, if I need amazing things in my portfolio, I'll I'll just make those and I'll put them in my portfolio. You don't have to have a job to make the things that go in your portfolio, other than the resume part of like, oh, I've worked with other people on this team and you recognize these characters and that's going to be exciting. A lot of times, yeah, like when you're a new artist, I guess this is where the kind of the battle rages when it pops up on the internet of here's another hilarious meme of why you shouldn't work for free, and I pop in usually and I'm just like, yep, don't, that's crazy. But sometimes you absolutely need that exposure more than the money, and yeah, it sucks. Like in my case, like I've done work for not for free. I've not gotten paid for work where something happened and that person's like, "Oh, you're gone now. The company doesn't exist," or there was a horrible accident. All the money's going. Okay, cool. It was awesome working with you. At least I got some of that money. Ah well. But before I started out, it was literally here's my sketchbook. Here's a VHS tape with some animations I did in school. Can I work here? And thankfully they said yes. Sometimes a lot of people are just like, "Oh, I don't have anything. Like I have to go get a job." Well, then you're going to have to come in here to do stuff. Well, oh, okay, what are you going to pay me? Like I don't know that you can do stuff because you don't have anything. Like you need to do something. In some cases the exposure isn't just getting yourself getting yourself exposed to the industry. It's getting actually exposed to the industry, like learning it and figuring out because you've shown up with in my case was like, here's a VHS tape. I don't know how to get stuff on VHS tape, and some paper drawings. You're gonna want me to draw on that computer over there. I've done that, but mostly I've done this. So I guess it's gonna be a learning curve. If you expect me to work a few weeks for free because you're not gonna be able to use anything I do and you're probably gonna send me away, then that kind of makes sense for to me. But because it was like, oh, but you did get this tape. Like, yeah, I figured it out, but I have no idea. I have no idea. The machines were crazy. Yeah, yeah, we can use somebody like you. You're hired. What do I do? Whatever needs getting done. And through that exposure, like exposing myself to all the things, I learned a million things. And at one point, there was a Nickelodeon show or a pilot, and it's just like, well, that's going to be great. That's going to be amazing because I came from that generation where it is like you want to work on something that's a Nickelodeon or The Simpsons or something that's real and people talk about. And at the time, people were really talking about Nickelodeons, like the SpongeBob ages, and and it was like, this is going to be amazing. But then I worked there for like 10 years. That never ever made it onto a demo reel. Nobody ever saw it. I have no idea where to find it. It doesn't exist. It was a pilot. There was a video clip that was like uh 160 by 320 or something like that. Just this tiny, tiny little video. I think it was still back when TV was square. Even whatever. Like I thought it was amazing. Like I was really proud of that thing, and it doesn't even exist really to anybody. I'm sure the people who were writing it and creating it that worked at Nickelodeon, they've long since forgotten about it. They came and saw us, and it was like, we're meeting Nickelodeon. Like these are just some guys who happen to work for Nickelodeon now, and just barely. They're really just doing this other thing, and Nickelodeon might pick it up. Like this is, you know, you you stupid, stupid person who don't know how the industry works yet. So to you, you think like, I'm meeting SpongeBob. Like I'm meeting the Powerpuff Girls. Like no, you're not. Like that's Cartoon Network. But either way, like the exposure, like it's happening. I'm learning all the things, and meanwhile, the guy who owns the studio is like, yeah, I need you to throw the stuff from this VHS over onto this Betamax tape. What's that now? It's like a perfect form of video. I'll tell you all about that later on. And don't worry about it. Like, if it's so great, why haven't I ever heard of it? Like, anyway, for TV, it's everything's gonna be on beta. None of this stuff is hooked up. You gotta figure out how to hook up the sound and do. There's a 600 pounds of cable. I gotta go get it done by 5 and in the FedEx. Like, I don't know how any of this stuff works. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Like, you've seen me do it or whatever. Like, not really. You go behind the thing and do stuff, and then you come out and it works. I don't see what's going on behind the box. And I climbed underneath there like a mechanic for like probably 2 hours. I don't know. It took what felt like most of the day just to get this thing plug, unplug, plug, on, off. An airplane didn't start, so we're going somewhere. Play record. Anything? Anything in the head? No? All right, let's try this again. Because there was like a million things, and I only needed like 3, but you still have to go through some of the other ones to make these ones work, and you got to turn them on in a certain order sometimes, or else you'll blow out the other thing. What? So we go around the office, to which there's only about 6 of us, and like, hey, does anybody know how any of this stuff works? No, I keep telling them. I keep saying, Steve, label all those chords because nobody knows how this stuff works or where it goes. If you just label them, everything will be okay. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then he never has. This is the only information we have about this system. That's it. That it should be labeled. Excellent. I'm going to go become a chord scientist. Here we go. And then after that, I made quite a few things move from VHSs to beta. Even mix some sound from audio MIDI something or other files from another machine with the video over on this machine and then over into a beta tape. Once I think I even put it on a CD. Remember putting videos on CDs? It was a thing. So in that case, it was like I got paid, so it felt great. It was awesome. But in many cases, the people that I was coming into the industry with, they were, and I was too, very, yeah, I drew a picture. No, you can't see it. You'll steal it. I don't care. I don't care. We're just all drawing things. Can't we do things? And when you do that, nobody knows you can do a thing. So then again, you show up at this new job or try to show up anywhere, and then it's like, well, you don't exist. Sorry, I'm not going to pay you based on nothing. And that sucks. Like, that is a thing. So that's the only reason that happens. If you feel like if you're posting one of those things, like nobody will pay me to do a thing, then it means you need to do more of that thing on your own. My demo reel now is only filled with stuff that I'm not getting paid for, that I just do for fun, that are the cartoons we show on this little show here, because that's what I really do. And the TV stuff, I just kind of stop putting on my demo reel. And I haven't even really needed a demo reel because I've allowed myself to be exposed. My last animation job, I ran into a guy who runs the studio, and he was like, "Hey, like, you live in town now? Like, yeah, come down the studio, come stop by. Yeah, I should do that. Like, I think I know a few people that work there and should visit. Like, yeah, I can get you some work or whatever. Like, okay." And it's like, yeah, I should. It's close by. I should apply for a job there. And put together a demo reel and a portfolio and a resume and brought it in. Like, I just like to drop this off. I'm like, oh, hey, like, you want us to set you up at the desk? Like, what? No, I'm applying so you can figure out what to do with me. And it's just like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't care. I already know the stuff you've worked on. I already know who you are. Like, you who I what now? Like, no, you don't. Like, yeah, you've been doing this for a while. People who work for you have worked here and have told me all this stuff. And yeah, you should just start. Like, when can you start? Like, how about I still come in, maybe like interview me? Can you just make it feel like I'm applying for a job and then I'm going to get a job because I don't understand what's happening right now? And my brain should have said, hey, idiot, this is the part where you say, pay me more money than everybody else, and then you live happily ever after. Instead, I'm like, hey, no, please treat me like everybody else. I don't understand what's happening right now. And everybody's not like everybody else. So you got to kind of make your own rules sometimes and apply them as needed. The example I gave on the Facebook battle for exposure versus money this week was sometimes, like for example, with this anyway, too many examples in my head at once. It was on Steven Silver, this an artist who has lots of views and hits. People see all of his things that he posts. He reposted this thing about not working for free, and to one of the people, I basically wrote, would you rather, if you wanted 1,000 people to see your drawing of Spider-Man, would you rather Steven Silver said, hey everybody, look, all of my millions of fans, look at this picture of Spider-Man, and at least a good percentage, maybe 1,000, will see it? Or would you rather I paid you $125 to have drawn that Spider-Man picture, even though you don't really need the money right now, or whatever? Like, knowing that if a bunch of people actually see the stuff I can do, the ones I need to see it, that will give me the job or pay me to do something, they might be in that mix to see it. And I know that's a weird backwards way of looking at it, but sometimes it is like you just need people to see the thing. And again, like I put my animations online and I've gotten jobs just from people like, oh hey, I saw your YouTube. Can I pay you money to do something like that for me? You sure can. You sure can. So it's okay that I put these animations just out there for free and no one's paying to watch them, and that's okay. Like yeah, it just basically becomes part of your demo reel, part of what it is that you're doing. But again, not to, if I tried to make people think that no, then yeah, do stuff for free. It's like you don't ever actually have to, but you might have to still prove you can do what you can do on your own, which is still technically for free. Again, like from the world where like I've had students that are just like, no one wants to hire me as a character designer. Yeah, of course not. You're not a character designer. I am a character designer. No, you're an animation student who wants to be a character designer, and you can, and that's fine. But if you're just applying to jobs of studios, they usually have somebody already that they love who does their designs, and you're not going to usurp that job any day soon unless you have a million amazing character designs that are like, look at what I can do. Show me some of your character designs. Oh, they're all still up here. That's why they don't want to even talk to you. That's why. I can't see in there. I can't. Nobody. Sorry, you can't dance your way through this. You can't talk your way around drawing something. You have to actually draw it. And again, that's where it comes back to the exposure. Let's watch a quick cartoon, and then I've got to get to work. And nothing more to say about that.
Designers, you have 22 minutes to complete a new and revolutionary clothing design. Designers, you'll be provided with an arse load of fabric scraps. Designers, you have 21 minutes. Designers, you have 10 minutes. Milo, you're doing awesome. I'm very impressed with your work, Milo. But will the judges be impressed? Mm-hmm. Designers, you have 2 minutes. Designers! Time's up. Let's see what the designers have designed. Milo, your work is fabulous, but at the same time distressing. A little aloof and reminiscent of Coco Chanel. Ripley, you should be ashamed of yourself. Milo, you win! Yay, you won! I knew you'd win. You're my little baby. Get out.
And we're back. So that's been just a roundabout way of saying pick your battles. Especially in the art world, there's too many people that are doing jobs that are like, well, this is a 90-hour a day job, and I'm only getting paid like $5 a day, so I'm really getting paid um, zero point 0.4 cents an hour. Like this is insane. Like this is insane. Who can live like this? Like I had that job where it was like I'm making good money, I'm getting work done, and I'm helping people do their work. Like holy snaps! Like everything is awesome. It's coming up Millhouse, and then one day they were like, okay, the way things work, we're going to start paying by the second, by the scene, because a lot of people are doing other people's work and then not really getting compensated for it. Like, that's awesome because I'm one of those people. But then suddenly it was like, hey, I did my scene. Excellent. It's not approved. Okay, I did my scene. Do it again. Fix it. All right, I did my scene. Do it again. Fix it. Like, do this. Okay. We ran out of all the time, and the week is over, and I haven't made any money. What's going on here? Before everything was, you loved everything I do. Why is it so hard? What just changed? And it was just like, oh well, also the people that will be judging what you do will change and they don't prove anything. So then my plan of being good at this just went out the window. Like, yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just always just change it. Okay. And like one day I had a scene, and it's like I literally brought it. I showed to my other animator friends. I'm like, I don't know anymore. Just Mr. Burns and the shave those sideburns. Like I don't know what you think sideburns are, but there's no sideburns here. It was like, oh, fix this arc, fix this arc. I'm like, here's an arc. I put it in there. Like you can see it, I can see it. What am I not seeing? Like somebody else draw something for me. Then I even brought it to the person. I'm just like, just sketch some things over it and tell me what it is. Like show me help you to help me, please. And then he tried, and then he's like, yeah, or something like that. I don't know. And in the end, it was just, you still didn't show me what you want. You just keep saying it's still not there. I'm starving to death. I've made $18 this week. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So that stressed me out to the point where it's like I just went to the doctor and said, I'm going to explode. I'm going to die. I don't know what's happening. And he gave me a note to bring to the work to say, this is too stressful. I got to go. And they were like, all right, so when are you done with stress leave? Like, oh, no, I'm never coming back to television ever again. Goodbye. See you never, babies. See you never. And then I did other completely different jobs in video games, and mostly video games after that. The odd little bit of commercial type stuff. But again, it was like I exposed myself to that world. Like, oh, I thought this was going to be great. No, it's not. It's not. Sometimes being paid incrementally really hurts. Whatever. Again, you pick your battles instead of going, this is crazy. This is an outrage. We need to rise up. Your rubric of judging things needs to change, or you need to explain something to us, which I did kind of do at a meeting one day. And it was, hey, maybe you should calm down. Maybe I should. Maybe I should leave. And then I did. And I'm better for it. And I still have done stuff, and I do stuff that is essentially for free. Again, at the game studio where we make games, I would come home at night and still make more games because that's my mind was set into game mode, and I would design more game ideas and use other game programs to make my own little dumb games. And why wouldn't you? I mean, if you like doing that thing, then do more of that thing. Again, in order to get exposed, you have to have something to be exposed. And sometimes if you find yourself you're not willing to do that at all, then you might have to do it for free before you do it for pay. But I don't know, I feel like in the age of the computers and the mass internet and the multi-online players of Tomorrow Sphere, like it's all laser beams and it's all here and it's everywhere. There's kind of no reason not to get your stuff out there for your own freeness without having to work for somebody. Like in my other thing where it's like I made a bunch of silly jokes and crazy um, metaphors. One of which was, you teach a man to fish, and he can sell those fish and then buy the food that he wants. The teaching of the fishing is the tool. You can't eat that. You can't buy things with that thing. Sometimes you have to do some learning in order to get paid to do that thing. But again, the analogy is right. You don't bring a plumber over to your house and be like, you do this, huh? I'll let you take some pictures of it. You can put it on your website. People will love it. If you ask my brother to do that, if he doesn't need the money, he's a bit of a maniac. Odds are he will put 16 feet of pipe under your sink, and still it will work and it'll be awesome, but there'll be no room for anything else in there. And he'll open it up, be like, look at that, buddy, huh? Like, what did you do? He's like, well, this is for my website, right? Like, it's got to be impressive. I'm not gonna do a half-assed job for my website. You said it's for my exposure, and that's what I do. Like, everything is done by my spite bone. It's more fun to do things to spite people. I've done so many revisions in the past where it's like, oh, this is too slow. All right then, crazy fast, like crazy fast. Like, all right, now you're getting out of hand. I'm crazy because it was perfect the first time, but we'll find some place where we're both happy, I'm sure. But this is the extreme, for mostly for the sake of fun. But yeah, speaking of work and fun, I've got to get to work. Bill Clinton thumb. How does that happen? Yeah, be good, be careful. Morning, everybody. Hey, click on my butt or Ripley's butt to subscribe. Click on my butt. Click on my butt. Click on my butt.